Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day to start things off. Robert Sloimer of Fundstrat Global Advisors spoke to CNBC on Thursday about his view that Bitcoin is set for a price breakout in the near future. I think this guy was also in the news about a couple days before as well. During a Bitcoin price explanation, Sloimer said that he believes there is some very important levels coming up for Bitcoin literally in the next couple of days. Even though Bitcoin's price had failed to make the expected rally in May, one predicted by Fundstrat's Tom Lee, Sloimer notes that Bitcoin's longer-term price trend is still technically up, with $9,500 as its critical level. According to Sloimer, Bitcoin is now set up to challenge its downtrend. He said, when we think about what does it take to turn a security, a market, a cryptocurrency around, it first needs to bottom, then it needs to reverse through that uptrend or downtrend, and then it needs to turn that uptrend positive. So we have step one in place. Sloimer did note that there are plenty of technical bears out there that are predicting price bottoms as low as $5,000 or $3,000 per Bitcoin. But Sloimer believes that Bitcoin will rally if it gets just through the $7,800 level. In spite of the failed rally, Tom Lee stated in May that he still maintains his prediction of Bitcoin hitting $25,000 by the end of this year. At the moment, Bitcoin is literally going completely sideways. I was looking at price charts for some reason in other currencies. I don't know why. I was curious. Some of them are even more stable than this. It's been quite a long time since we've seen like literal sideways trends. People were calling it like Bart Simpson's hair in the comment section. But this is literally what it is. It's kind of odd. I'm sure a lot of you have never seen anything like this before. We typically have crazy ups and downs. I don't know if it's very close to the price and everyone is kind of holding their breath back and forth as to where it could go, but especially because it's a weekend, at least if you're listening to this on the weekend, I'm personally not expecting the prices to go anywhere unless something actually does hit 7,800, but this is kind of where we are right now, and this is yet another prediction that Bitcoin is going to go crazy relatively soon. But to be fair, we have had these since March, April, and May, and now we are in June. Next up, this is going to be like a bit of a country hop in this video. It kind of is an episode, I guess. Billionaire Norwegian Air CEO Bjorn Kjos launched the Norwegian block exchange NBX in April. A company executive say will explore and exploit potential opportunities that lie in blockade and ledger technology. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be blockchain. I feel like it was. The company raised $250,000 in a first capital round and is owned by a company called Observatoriet Invest. Although Stig Kjos Matasian, Kjos' son-in-law and chairman of NBX, says Norwegian will be the main owner of the exchange in time. NBX is rolling out a cryptocurrency exchange later this year and will also be opening up the airline business for cryptocurrency adoption. That's actually kind of cool. He said, we're looking at things. Yeah, okay, so this is actually kind of weird. I'm not sure if this was directly translated. You'll see what I mean as I'm reading it. We're look at things that are easy to scale, among other things, having a cryptocurrency as a payment option in the airline, he said yesterday. We see that there is a need for a serious marketplace where you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies. NBX has ambitious plans with a goal of rivaling exchanges like GDAX and Kraken. Not sure if that's going to happen. Norwegian Air Shuttle is the largest airline in Scandinavia, the third largest low-cost airline in Europe, and the ninth largest low-cost carrier in the world. One of the most important things, he said, for us is to build an ecosystem around the solutions we developed. In particular, the ecosystem within the Norwegian group is important, but also ecosystems in the airline industry. I don't think there are a lot of airlines that are actually accepting cryptocurrencies, or maybe they do so through like a third party, which is typically the case. A lot of websites where you can put your cryptocurrency into and then they end up paying the actual airline themselves. But if this can start a trend, or if we can get a lot of places who are offering travel around the world to start accepting cryptocurrencies on a mainstream basis, that could actually be very, very large. Everyone who is creating their own cryptocurrency exchange keep saying that they're looking to rival GDAX and Kraken. Not sure if they're actually going to be able to do it. A lot of them are also saying that they're going to be bigger than Binance by the end of this year. Let's see if they can actually do it, but it would be interesting to see if it happens because Binance has only been out for a year and they kind of toppled everyone else behind them. Next up, we go to Italy. Central banks aren't ready, at least in the short term, to handle the implications of launching wholly digital currencies, the deputy governor of the Bank of Italy said on Thursday. Fabio Panetta delivered the keynote address for the SUREF, S-U-E-R-F, and Baffi Karen Center conference held at Boccini University. In his remarks, he became the latest to discuss the possibility for central banks to issue currencies digitally, including those that incorporate elements of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or some of the concepts that underpin blockchain. At the same time, Panetta began his keynote by distancing the conversation from cryptocurrencies. He was quoted as saying, according to a transcript of his remarks, he said, in fact, just like banknotes, a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC, would be a liability of the central bank and would be backed by its assets. It would be supported by the credibility of the bank and ultimately be by the rule of law. He said, crypto assets, on the other hand, are a liability belonging to nobody. There is no asset that backs them and no clear governance structure that can guarantee that. The value of a central bank digital currency would not suffer from the excessive volatility that affects crypto assets. Of course, by this logic, central bank digital currencies would continue to suffer from the same volatility created by the potential for governmental intervention on monetary policy, a concern that has been previously linked as a cause for individuals seeking out crypto assets like Bitcoin. Panetta did point out other advantages, though. For example, they highlighted the lower cost of managing digital currency as opposed to a physically distributed currency. Since it would be a complete dematerialized, a CBDC would have very few or no storage costs and would be a convenient way for households and firms to keep liquid wealth. Mattresses could be freed from their role of vaults. About a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, we had about news from, I want to say, about anywhere from 8 to 15 different countries who were talking about making their own cryptocurrencies. Kind of weird that the last week and a half, I still believe something spooked them. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I don't know if it's the European Central Bank who has told everyone no, but a lot of countries have been coming forward and saying that they no longer plan to release their own digital currency after they had news before that they were either developing it, had been developing it for the past 2 years, or were in plans to join with other cryptocurrency projects in order to get these things launched. I feel like something happened. Sure, I'm not the only one out there who kind of feels this way. It feels like someone told them no, like a big straight no, and said, no, this is how it's going to be. You're not going to definitely do this. What ends up happening is, at least in my mind, if you listen to Andreas Antonopoulos, I don't listen to him that often, and there's a couple of other major cryptocurrency heads, especially those who are into Bitcoin the most, they commonly note that by the year 2020, Bitcoin will become so big that governments will have to start accepting it. And I don't know, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it feels like it's heading that way, if you understand what I mean. Countries have been coming forward saying that they're not going to create their own digital currencies. They're accepting cryptocurrencies. They made taxation laws, whatever the case might be. They've even been coming forward saying, no, it's definitely legal here. We're not going to ban it. I'm sure you heard that the last couple of days in a couple of my videos. They seem to be running out of time. I don't, as of now, this, it still stands. Many people have said 2020 is going to be the time where banks won't have a choice and they will have to start accepting cryptocurrencies. A lot of, they said, one of the craziest things is that some of the smallest countries in the world, or those that have the worst economies, Bitcoin will become so large once it hits past like around $100,000 that they will then start announcing that they're also going to be allowing Bitcoin to be used in their country as like an everyday payment method, not just for, buying clothes or buying airline tickets, which could also be absolutely insane because we're not too far off from it. Everything is kind of in the future. There's so many things about what people are saying where cryptocurrencies should or will eventually go in the future. But like I said, it's interesting to note that all of these countries, or many of these countries, have now backed away in the same exact week or 2 week period, saying that they no longer plan on going forward with digital currencies, making their own, and that they now allow them as payment, or that they are legal in their country. It's just something to kind of think about in the back of your head, if you will. Next up, Litecoin is in the news. Pavel Matviv, who is the CEO at Wirex, recent tweet, and he included a video where he was at the Tesla airport paying for the airport shuttle via Litecoin through the Wirex card, indicating that Litecoin users can now make payments with the Wirex app or card. There's so many. I'm not used to all these weird like names and last names floating around. It really trips me up, as I'm sure that you've seen. He wrote that he was paying with Litecoin for Tesla airport shuttle. The video actually shows him putting in his PIN number to make the payment, which a number of people saw him doing, and they were asking if that was a good idea. He said all Wirex cards support 3D secure, so you need to know the passcode to make any transactions online. Anyway, he said, I'm using a card dedicated to photo, video shooting. Wirex is a platform for providing cryptocurrency wallets, which are in turn linked to physical and virtual Visa debit cards, cryptocurrency, traditional currency exchange, and payment solutions. As of 2017, they have 900,000 customers in over 130 countries. Wirex mainly focuses on unifying the speed and cost efficiencies of cryptocurrency with the global acceptance of traditional payment systems. This is significant because Litecoin has been beaten down over the last couple of months. They tried to launch, I believe, their own debit card. It didn't end up working. They tried to launch something else, I think, in not unison with Visa and MasterCard, but they were shut down with that as well. They haven't had the easiest time, so it's nice to hear that they've been integrated, or that people who wish to pay in Litecoin are now able to do so through a debit card. Not really sure where Litecoin is going to end up going in the next couple of months. There are a lot of coins that are launching relatively soon. Mainnet launches, the whole shebang. So let's hope that Litecoin is actually able to hold its own as the market kind of, in my opinion, shifts to the 3.0 coins that are out there. Last country that we're going to hit today, not last country. There's another one coming after this. Russia is once again in the news. The Moscow Stock Exchange, or the MOEX, is planning to share information about initial coin offerings. CEO Alexander Afasniev told Reuters on Friday. The exchange is currently developing a platform for publishing token sale data and is planning to launch it later this year, Afasniev said. The exchange will not list tokens directly, but will provide descriptions for certain tokens and details about ICOs for investors. He said, we're treating them as we treat fiat currencies so far, because cryptocurrencies don't have a status of legally protected assets now, but if it changes, we will place them in our systems as well. The exchange may also issue future projects for ICOs if there is a demand, Avasniev said. We're working on a possible structure of such futures right now. That being said, Russia is cautious about cryptocurrencies and blockchain regulations, with the financial authorities mostly supporting the broad use of blockchain and the legal enforcement agencies inclined to ban any such activities. Now, two bills introducing basic terminology and regulation rules are waiting for their turn in the State Duma, or the Russian parliament. Like I said, I give it by the end of the year, Russia's probably going to get it together and say that they legally allow everything in the country. I don't think the Moscow Stock Exchange would be able to publish ICO data if just in about a month and a half, when the rulings do come out, that they were then told to kind of delist the data or take it away. Slowly moving towards it, but Russia is still one of those places where we need proper clarity, because they literally flip-flop every single week if they love it or hate it. Here we go. Last country. We are in Asia. So this is something that could be concerning, or something that most people might just kind of shake off. It says, a mysterious Asian whale, their words, not mine, accumulated more than 94,000 Bitcoin during the first half of 2018, and now they have begun to move them back to one of the cryptocurrency exchanges for which they originated, sparking fears of a new sell-off. Blockchain data shows that Bitcoin address blah 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 accumulated more than 93,947 BTC at one point, worth more than $700 million during a 2-month period between March 25th and May 27th. Has anyone out there ever accumulated $700 million over a 2-month period? If you have and you are generous, please make sure to donate below. Those are always accepted. Since then, the wallet owner has reduced their balance by 8,000 Bitcoin. The address sent 4,000 BTC directly to Huobi in two equally sized transactions. They have sent another 4,000 Bitcoin during the same time frame, with the majority of these funds ending up at Huobi as well after being funneled through other addresses. Even after this reduction, the address still ranks as the 6th richest in the Bitcoin ecosystem, with a current value of approximately $650 million. Speculations going on as to exactly who these wallets or addresses belong to, especially the one that is transferring money back and forth. The idea is that because these are such equal amounts, that they think that it is not a cryptocurrency exchange, especially because they're going back to the same wallet before where they first came from. They say, however, it is unlikely that the address in question is part of a new exchange-owned cold wallet, as it holds funds sent from multiple unconnected exchanges, nor is the address a multi-signature wallet, as it begins with the leading symbol 1. Data from Wallet Explorer indicates that a significant portion of the funds originate from Singapore-based cryptocurrency exchange Huobi and China-based wallet platform How BTC, suggesting the wallet's owner resides in Asia, or is at least employing the services of an Asia-based broker. Long story short, without reading through the entire thing, they think that it's coming from Dubai on behalf of someone else. No one knows exactly what's going to happen, but anytime that large amounts of Bitcoin are flowing back and forth, the market will definitely sometimes react. It is a little weird to think. I said before why the prices were being held down. Remember what I said? I said I'm pretty sure people are accumulating large amounts of Bitcoin. It's unfathomable in my world, in my life, I don't know about you guys, to be able to accumulate $700 million over the course of a 2-month period. Think of how many people out there have 0.001 Bitcoin. So to be able to get this much is it's worrying for me, because you would assume that there would be more of an equal spread when it comes to Bitcoin. We're not going to get into it. That's not the point of this, this reading for this news article. But yeah, this is the latest news flowing around today. This is why a lot of people have been, I've noticed on a couple of forums, a lot of people are talking about it, trying to figure out exactly where the funds are going, or if they just kind of planned on sitting on the exchange until the price ends up going a bit higher. All right, everyone. That is definitely going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you once again for watching. Let's see if we end up hitting 7,800 anytime soon. It's in the green right now, at least that's how we're making this video. Always good to see. Thank you once again, and I will talk to you all soon. See you.